All right, you guys, welcome back to another video, back to back with the videos. Y'all know what's good. So by the title, y'all know we are doing a story time today about how a dude tried to trap me with a baby this year. So let's talk about it because y'all, it's crazy. So we're gonna go ahead and use a fake name for this video because I don't need no issues. We're going to name this guy Golden. So y'all, met this man 6-7 years ago when I had my first car. I had a Volkswagen Jetta. This was the guy that I went out of town with to Memphis, Tennessee. We did like a little weekend trip and we were in a hotel room together. I ended up stopped talking to him because he was like real aggressive, like real like touchy, and I didn't like that. I felt like he was trying to force me to have sex and I was not on that. I was young. I was like 19 years old. Like I wasn't even all that old. So, you know, ain't nobody gonna force me to do nothing. So we're in a hotel room while we're in Memphis and he's trying to get it in, and like I'm wearing these shorts and I can remember him trying to munch on my fucking shorts, like he trying to forcefully like eat this meow, and I was just like not feeling it, like, sir, it don't work like that. So I ended up cutting him off. We ended up meeting on Instagram to start off with, I think. So fast forward 6 years later, like he a fine ass dude. I'm not even gonna cap to y'all. Like he was a Chicago Cubs team member. He played professional football. I said professional football. He played professional baseball, y'all. So, and that was like maybe a year or two before I ended up meeting him. So, you know, like it was cool or whatever. So we ended up rekindling things this year after my breakup. I met him and we started conversating again in April of 2022. And keep in mind, y'all, me and my ex have been broken up since October. We left each other and moved out in January. So I started talking back to this person in April. So I already knew what it was like. I was just trying to hook up. Like it had been like 3 months at that point. Like I'm trying to, you know, like get it in or whatever. So I already understood, but he like cupcaking me, like, you know, feeding me this dream, trying to get me delusional, like, oh, you look like a wife and, you know, we can have kids and shit. You like you would be a good mother and I want curly headed babies and, you know, you should move to the country with me. Like, how do you feel if we move together and this, that, and the third? Like, he's selling me a dream and he knew what I had going on. Like, okay, she fixed credit. She know how to do business credit. You know, she in that space. Like, I can use her to my advantage. That's what he was trying to do and it wasn't working. So, you know, he in my house or whatever. We, essentially, we were not supposed to hook up. But he kind of forced his way into hooking up with me. So that's why I should have kicked him to the curb at that point, because you're trying to have sex with me. At this point, like, I'm not even gonna fight it. I'm just irritated with it. Let's just get it over with. So we end up hooking up. At that point, I'm like, okay, it's not horrible, so let's do it again or whatever. So now I decided, since I already hooked up with this person, if y'all know me, y'all know that I don't like dealing with multiple people at the same time. I only like dealing with one person. So me and him are hooking up on a consistent basis. Like, this is the only partner that I have. So y'all, we kicking it or whatever, this, that, and the third. He at my house, like he cooking for me. Like I posted him on Snapchat of him cooking food for me. Like he cooked chicken Alfredo for the first time. Like he fine as fuck. I'm not gonna cap. So y'all, literally, I'm like paying attention to context clues. Like he ain't never invite me to his house. He's like, okay, you know, I got a house out in the country that I done bought. I'm, you know, renovating it so that I can sell it, so I can flip it, this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, oh, he on his shit. So I love that. Like he a construction working ass nigga, like a hard working ass nigga. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like peeping shit. Like I'm not slow, y'all. Like, I'm not dumb by a fucking mile. So I'm like, why he not ever asking me to go with him like to his house or shit? Like what's with that? So I just come out one day like while we out and I'm like, so who you live with? He was like, oh, me and my ex-girlfriend live together. That is where I should have cut that nigga off right there, but I didn't do it, y'all. I didn't do it. So he's telling me, yeah, you know, we not together or whatever. You know, we just in the house together because we're flipping the house together. She introduced me to her uncle, and her uncle, you know, is sold me the house. So, you know, I got to get her profit on the house, like when I get ready to sell it, this, that, and the third. Okay, cool. You making it seem like you and your ex not doing that. Now this is where I'm starting to know manipulation tactics. Like this man talking mad shit about this girl, and y'all will know in a couple videos back, like I was talking about the girl getting fucked in her ass by numerous of her coworkers, this, that, and the third. Like y'all, that was that person like that was calling my phone and shit. Like, and at that time, y'all, not gonna cap, mamas was pregnant at that time, and I wasn't going for it. So y'all, like literally we kicking it or whatever, this, that, and third. I'm telling him like, I'm starting to peep shit. Like while he at my house, this man would never sit his phone down and charge his phone. It was crazy. Like you at my house for 2, 3, 4 days at a time, and I never see you charge your phone. Not only that, like whenever you go to the bathroom, you would pick your phone up. I would never see this nigga phone. His phone would always be in his pocket or somewhere. So it was weird to me. So I'm just like, something going on. So I'm like, hopefully, he ended up sitting his phone down one time to charge it, and it was somebody named Buns that was on his phone, like, and you could see the messages, and it was like, why you ain't, so that's what we doing, we not talking today or something. And I'm just like, I'm a female, so I already know what type of time it is. When you text somebody some shit like that, it's like, okay, y'all talk every day. So now you not talking to me today. Like, y'all on some consistent type shit. You ain't got to lie to me. So he was like, no, I ain't never dealt with that girl. I ain't never do that. Like, we just cool. You come back around. Now, I'm remembering this, y'all. I pay attention to detail. He come back around and was like, yeah, we dealt in the past, this, that, and the third, but I ain't seen that girl since, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you ain't got to lie to me, King. So I remember standing in front of my window right there, y'all, looking out into my neighbor's apartment, looking at the grass and shit. And I was like, I hope you don't have no female try to come at me as no woman, because I'm going to beat you the fuck up and I'm going to beat her the fuck up, because I don't put you in no drama. Like, I'm not putting you in no situation. Ain't no nigga coming to you as a man about me. So please don't put me in no situation like that. No, I ain't gonna have no woman come to you as a woman, this, that, and the third. Like, you ain't got nothing to worry about, this, that, and the third. Okay, now I remember saying this, bruh. You telling me, she crazy. Her uncle said that she crazy. Her mama said the same thing. Her mama take care of her, this, that, and the third. She can't do nothing on her own, this, that, and the third. We always arguing and shit, so on and so forth. Cool. So, y'all, I don't know how this bitch found me, but this bitch found me on Facebook and she added me on Facebook first, and then she requested to inbox me. I already knew who the bitch was because on his page, he had tagged her and they had like birthday shit from the previous year. So I didn't see him post nothing else about her since the birthday shit, which his birthday was in like October. So I'm like, okay, it's been like 6 months. Like, okay, this is when we started dealing with each other. So I'm thinking, it's cool, calm and collect. He was like, oh, she dealing with a nigga, going out of town and shit, spending her money that she ain't got. I'm putting all this money into the place and she ain't even putting no money towards it, and this, that, and the third. Like, she ain't doing her part, so on and so forth. I'm doing all the work and shit, and it would be a lot quicker if she would just pitch in and shit. So this, that, and the third, y'all. This bitch DM me and was like, do you know this nigga? She took a picture of this nigga. And I'm just like, what? Like, huh? Now, granted, y'all, we was in the middle of doing what we do. Like, I don't remember if he was drunk. I feel like he was drunk. He was drunk and we was doing what we do. Like, baby, I ain't gonna tell you it was bad because it was good. Because, like, we on the floor with it, like, doing the do, baby, and, like, I don't know if I was under influence of some shit or something. Like, I was out of it. But needless to say, he always pulled out. And this particular day, he didn't pull out. And I'm just like, did this motherfucker finish? Like, where he finished at? Like, I'm scratching my head. So I go in the bathroom to use the bathroom, and, like, it's stuff gushing out of me. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, did I just peel myself or something? Like, something ain't right. Like, bitch, something really ain't right. So I go in there and talk to him. I'm like, so where you finish at? And he was like, didn't say nothing. I asked him again, where you finish at? He ain't say nothing. So I'm like, at this point, I feel like I'm talking to a child when a child, piss in the bed and you ask them where they piss at and shit. And so on and so forth. He like, somewhere bad. Bitch, that's like your child throwing up. Like, I threw up, like, and you start crying and shit because you know you wrong. Like, bruh, it shouldn't take all that. So you would think that this motherfucker would get up and go buy a plan B after the fact. Now, y'all, I'm taking my birth control, whatever. Like, we not always protected because you the only person I'm dealing with, but I knew the consequences to my actions, but at the same time, I didn't ask for this. So I'm just like, y'all took my birth control a little late that day, so, you know, maybe I'm in the clear. I start feeling sick, y'all. I know this feeling. I'm just like, something not right. So I ended up taking the test too early. I took the test too early. Like, I took the test like 4 or 5 days, not even 4 or 5 days, like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks later. And I'm just like, something not right. It's coming back negative. So I'm on the phone with my sister, y'all, and I'm taking the test again like a week later. And it finally show up, and I'm like, yo, this shit say positive. I took like 2-3 tests. Call this nigga. And he just like, man, I don't need these problems right now. Like, this, that, and the third. So this, you know, after the fact, like his ex-girlfriend at the time, like, calling my phone and shit. Like, she texted me on FaceTime, or not FaceTime, Facebook and shit. Like, and it's stressing me the fuck out. So she like, you know, let's have a conversation, this, that, and the third. She on the phone with me trying to explain to me who this nigga is. And I'm like, bitch, you been with this nigga for 3 years. I was here 7 years ago, 6-7 years ago. Bitch, I'm not new here. Please stop explaining to me nothing about this nigga. And you sitting over here fucking telling me about this nigga. He been cheating on you, this, that, and the third. This nigga basically having a baby on you. And you on the phone telling me, I don't know your situation because I would never have a baby by him, this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, girl, you doing way too much. So she tried to orchestrate a plan of meeting up to catch him in the act. Like, oh, I'm gonna go to brunch and I want you to show up, this, that, and the third. I'm just like, I considered it, but in my back of my mind, I'm like, why is this a girl being so motherfucking friendly? Like, girl, you clearly been through this before if you're so comfortable contacting another female about who you consider your man. And come to find out, like, y'all, after I had looked through this nigga phone, because I already understood this nigga was on Tinder with it, like, responding to bitches, which I was pissed about because you on the phone, like, cupcaking to me, and I'm looking, you talking about you and your ex don't talk unless it's about the house and shit, and I'm looking through y'all text messages, you talking about getting back with her, you talking about having sex with her, you sending her your STD results, but we're physically together, unprotected, and you don't even have the nerve to send me your STD test papers, which pissed me the fuck off. You talking about taking her on trips and shit. Now this nigga real frugal. He don't want to go on no dates. He don't want to like spend no real money. Like he don't want to do nothing. Like, oh, why we can't stay in the house and eat in the house? Why we always got to go out, this, that, and the third? I don't want to go out. Like, I don't want to spend no money. No, because you spending money with your ex-girlfriend. And that's cool, nigga. Like, I ain't got no issue with it, but you not finna be laid up in my crib and not doing nothing for me. Like, bitch, you just here. Nah, whole, like, it don't work like that. So come to find out, that shit all pissed me off. So I acted a fool. Like, I couldn't even, y'all, if y'all know me, my facial expression show everything. So I'm just like trying my best not to say nothing. I'm just like, okay, I'ma just wait. I'ma wait it out. Like, I'ma wait till I get to work. I didn't even make it to work good, and I'm already like on his ass, like, bitch. So, I know, right? And he was like, what you talking about, this, that, and the third? Trying to call me on the phone, just lying. Like, bitch, you ain't got to fucking lie. Like, I seen it with my own motherfucking 2 eyes. At this point, this nigga come back over to my house and shit. After the fact, after the girl, like, on the phone with me, like, she on the phone with me like an hour, contemplating, like, having a conversation, explaining to me how they was together, how he was cheating and all this whatnot, and how they still sleeping together and the dick good, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, kudos to you, queen. Like, you on the phone talking to me like I committed to being his girlfriend. Like, I'm his girlfriend. I'm not his girlfriend, bitch. You stressed. I'm not. Like, I'm just fucking here, bitch. All I gotta worry about is this baby situation, but I'm not stuck with this nigga. Please understand that. So we got off the phone or whatever, and she was like, okay, we gonna meet up. He calling me right now. Now, granted, y'all, this nigga not responding to me anymore because he knew I acted a motherfucking ass. Like, at this point, bitch, you playing with me. So he wasn't talking to me no more after that. No more. So this nigga come to my house. He wearing the same outfit that she sent me a photo of a few hours before. So, bitch, you sent her a photo of you, all this whatnot, whoop de whoop. On my couch lying. You come to my house, leave your car here. And, like, oh, y'all, I wish I still had the recordings of the shit, this, that, and the third. So the bitch ended up, like, he was like, she called back, don't answer the phone, this, that, and the third. She called back, don't answer the phone. So, I never answered the phone. My mama just like, leave it alone. So after the fact, y'all, a couple days go by, and I'm just like, I don't want this situation. Like, I don't want to be stuck to you. So you just gonna make the choice by yourself. You're not even gonna consider me in the situation. I was like, I didn't put myself in the situation. Well, you right, you know, you gonna do me like that. I was like, if I was to keep the baby, I'm dead ass for your ass on child support. And I've never been that type of person because, you know, I can do it all on my own. But at the same time, bitch, the type of situation you don't put me in, I feel like you deserve that shit. Not only do I feel like I need to put you on child support because you sat over here to save face with this bitch because y'all got a house together that y'all are building. You felt the need to lie to her and be like, oh, you know, that's not my baby, like this, that, and the third. Bitch, who the fuck else have I been with? So now, bitch, you really playing on my top because you already know. So, because, bitch, I'm not sleeping with nobody else. You sleeping with Billy Bob, Jimmy John, Timmy Ton, and goddamn Tony and everybody else, like Peel and Paul and Bill and shit. So I'm just like spazzing on this nigga like, bitch, you need to have this money. So I went ahead and set the appointment, y'all. Feed us, delete us around this hole because I'm not gonna be stuck with you. So I ended up setting an appointment. This motherfucker like, oh, you can go get an abortion downtown Birmingham, this, that, and the third. My cousin went and got one a couple months ago. It was like $250. I call up there. They not doing them. So I got to drive all the way to Tuscaloosa to get it done. Do you think this bitch took off work to take me to take care of me? He ain't do none of that. Like, after the fact, he was like, oh, I can come take care of you, bitch. I don't want nothing from you. Like, this motherfucker, oh, well, can you go half with me on it? You know, you don't care about the bills that I got to pay. I said, bitch, I didn't make this decision for me. So why the fuck would I care about your bills, ho? Like, you need to come up with this money because the situation that I'm in, like, I'm not finna do this. So go to the appointment. They tell me, yo, you're not far long enough for us to see it. We're gonna have to wait a week. Go back a week later, and now it's time for me to get it done. I go through it by myself. She, in the midst of, before I even get it done, like, she texted me. That's how I found out that he, you know, denied my kid is down the third. In the midst of our Facebook messages, y'all, like, I done let the situation go. I'm really not fucking with it. Like, bitch, you trying me at this point. So he ended up, I guess he was DMing her or some shit because he had blocked her. Well, no, she had blocked him. So he was DMing her. She gonna send me a message in a group chat with him and was like, come get your man, like this, that, and the third. Like, he in my DMs talking this, that, and the third. I was like, girl, this ain't got nothing to do with me. This is not my man. Like, how many times I heard to tell you that? Like, we don't go together, bitch. You basically talking to yourself because he understood, bitch. Like, that's the point. Like, that's the reason why he felt so comfortable coming to me and dealing with me, because you're so confrontational, you're so argumentative, like, you don't listen, you don't know how to communicate. I sit here and listen to this nigga. I sit here and give this nigga valuable advice. I sit here and do what it is that I'm supposed to do, and he can't fuck with you. He can't talk to you in that manner. So, bitch, if anything, like, he understood the assignment. That's why he was still trying to get back with you, talk to you, because he would be calling me, DMing me, can I come get some? Can I do this? Like, you really ain't fucking with me. Like, you ain't gonna give me no more than me out, this, that, and the third. Like, I miss it, this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, no, I ain't fucking with you. Like, you need to go back to her. So he already understood, like, let me take my ass back to my ex because she really ain't fucking with me no more. And when I tell her that, she was like, oh, he's not coming back home because you told him to. It's because he want to be here. Baby girl, if you heard these phone conversations, y'all, if I had my old phone, I had recorded all of the conversations with them. Like, girl, please stop playing on me, because if I was to post all this shit, you would be looking motherfucking crazy, ho. So, y'all, after that, like, I really didn't deal with him. Like, I ended up blocking him after that. Like, we ain't dealing with each other. I ended up giving him all his shit back. Like, you come get your shit. He kept trying to come back to my house. Like, let me make it up to you, this, that, and the third. Like, bitch, there's nothing that you can absolutely say to me. Basically, you're dead to me. So, y'all, this same nigga, like, I say, like, last month or month before last, like, we ain't talked since, because when that happened, y'all, we only been dealing with each other for like a month or two. So, started dealing with him in April. I think I had the abortion in May or some shit like that. And May or June, like the beginning of June or some shit. And he ended up contacting me again in like August. So it had been 2 months. I kept getting random phone calls from like a Florence number. And I saw that he had friend requested me on Facebook, and I never responded to it because I really don't have nothing I need to say to you. But he ended up calling me like 3 times, and I was like, who the fuck is this calling me? So he ended up calling me again. I ended up answering the phone, and he's just like, you know, I miss you. You know, I just wanted to check up on you, this, that, and the third. You at home, this, that, and the third. Because when he asked me if I'm at home, that mean that nigga trying to come over to my house. At that point, y'all, I was dealing with the rapper. And, you know, I ain't, no, dog. Like, we ain't finna do that. Like, I'm never fucking with you a day in my life again, because like, you righteously did me dirty. You tried to make me the side piece without me even knowing that I'm the side woman. And talking about, oh, well, I don't know how you have a problem with it when, you know, I'm not committed to nobody. I'm not in a relationship. I'm just doing me. Do you realize that you're doing you? You don't have to manipulate people in order to get what you want. You don't have to say, oh, they would be a good wife, and, you know, I want us to be together, and we're going to do this, we're going to do that. If you want to be single, just be single. You don't have to sit over here and lie to nobody, steal nobody a motherfucking dream while you still out here talking to Keisha and Tisha and goddamn Tanya and Kenya and shit, all in the motherfucking Tinder DMs, all on motherfucking Hinge, all on motherfucking Facebook and all this other shit. Like, you ain't got to do that, bro. Like, you can just do you. You don't have to lie about it. So that's what happened, y'all. That's how a nigga tried to trap me this year. So the people that I really fuck with going forward, like, I be real cautious about the people that I fuck with, because basically you try to trap me with a baby because you knew what I had going on. You wanted to deal with me because you knew I knew how to fix credit. I knew how to build business credit. I know how to set a business up. I know how to run everything as far as getting everything set up, how for you to get all your business license, your permits and shit, you know, doing your accounting work, your taxes, all that shit. I know how to do all that. So you tried to baby mama the fuck out of me so that you would have me for the rest of your life. Bitch, I think the fuck not. So yeah, y'all, I don't recommend anybody getting an abortion. Like, I really struggled on coming out with that video. Like, when I made the original video, I didn't bring it up. Like, I try to avoid it, saying anything about it, because I feel like people would judge me. But at the same time, the place that I'm in my life now, I really don't care how people feel about me. Like, I don't care if you like me or not. I don't care if you judge me or not. Like, I'm in a place in my life where I'm content with what's going on. People gonna deal with me, or people not gonna deal with me. People gonna judge me, or people not gonna judge me. But at the end of the day, like, this is my life. This is my story. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, even better. But like, this YouTube shit is a way for me to express myself. This is like a form of therapy for me. So that's the only reason why I'm doing this, y'all, is for y'all to get insight on my life and the shit that I've been through. As I keep going through my life, like, I want y'all to be a part of it. A lot of things going forward will be private, like, going forward, like, with my relationships and shit, they will be private. However, I'm telling y'all stories that have already happened, that are, you know, 6 months old, that are like a year old, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years old, because it's already happened. It's already, you know, a part of my life, a part of my story. So I'm not really tripping on it. But yeah, y'all, that's it for this video. If y'all have any questions, any concerns, any feedback, you know, keep the negative comments to yourself, because I really don't care about them. I'm not going to do anything but delete them off my page. And if I see anybody saying anything negative about my story, or feeling to need to judge me, because bitch, you can't judge me. Nobody but God can judge me. And if you feel like you can judge me, bitch, clearly your life is perfect. So, you know, it is what it is. But I will block people that got something negative to say. So with that being said, you guys, y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all in the next video.